Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today's April 3rd, and that means day 93 of the 3DP 365 project. We're wrapping up those parts for the OpenRC F1 project, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 93 of the 3DP 365 project. We're wrapping up the printing of the OpenRC F1 project, and we're down to the rims and tires. And today we printed out the front rims. But first, before I show you the prints, let's head over to Thingiverse and I'll show you where to download the models. Then we'll tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for the print. Then we'll meet back here at the workbench and we'll talk about the print. Alright folks, so here we are at Thingiverse for the OpenRC F1 project, and we're wrapping up with the wheels and tires, and I'll put the links down in the description so you can download and print this yourself. And for today we are actually printing out the front wheels, and these are from the original collection, that's these right here. And once we get our settings dialed in, we'll print out the new rear wheels, which are in this collection right here. So let's tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for the print. Alright, so here we are in Simplify 3D, and I've opened up my factory file so I can show you what I did here. And I've actually created some support material underneath the bottoms here. Let me see if I can flip this over so you can see, because there's a bit of an air print. And I did do some retraction setting alterations, and I'll show you those in my process settings. So under extruder, under retraction distance, I've backed this down to 0.6 millimeters, and I had this originally I think at 0.8. And my retraction speed, I believe, was 60 millimeters per second. I've dropped this down to 40 millimeters per second. So those are my new retraction settings. Under layer height, we did our standard 0.2 millimeter layer height with 3 top and 3 bottom layers and only 2 perimeters. We also ran a brim by entering 0 in the skirt offset at 4 outlines. For infill, I'm only using 10% because I want to maximize my print time, and I really don't think that there needs to be a lot of extra movement in my extruder head by putting in all this extra infill. So 10% is what I decided on. For support material, I generated custom support. For temperature, this is MatterHackers PRO PLA, so I'm using a single temperature of 208 throughout the print, and I have my 3-stage cooling system set up. Under speed, we ran this out at only 30 millimeters per second because, like I said, there's a lot of movement going on, a lot of retraction movement, and I wanted to make sure these rims turned out really good. So let's hit OK, and let's hit prepare to print, and I'll show you how it's sliced. Alright, that was a real-time slice of the rim models, so if I play this through, you can see how that support was really needed. And as you can see, as we get closer, there is a bit of an air print, so you definitely need to put support material on here. But our print turned out pretty awesome, and I'm really happy with the results. So let's head over back to the workbench and let's talk about the print. Alright, so you saw my settings in Simplify 3, and here's our finished rims. But before I show you these, I want to talk about how I got to these settings. Originally, I wanted to give the car a little bit of bling, so I was going to print out all the rims in MatterHackers PRO PLA in the color of gold. But with all those retraction movements going on, it caused some really weird layer skips. And here you can see that they actually separated. Well, I kind of separated that with my finger. But the layers started to skip and separate. And this was the worst of the prints. This one, you can see it a little bit, and let me see if I can get the camera to focus on that one spot there. You can see that where the layer change was happening, there was no extrusion going on. There was no filament going down, and it was causing those gaps and holes. And my extruder was jumping around so much with the spine detail doing all the little bit of infill, it was just overworking the extruder, and I could see it literally skipping in front of me. So I went back to the drawing board in Simplify 3D, and I did a couple of test prints before I got to where we are now. And here is our finished print. Now I know it's a little bit fuzzy from all my retraction settings, and there's a little bit of fuzz on the exterior, and the reason why there's some fuzz on the exterior is I did the randomized start points. And the reason why I did that is I didn't want to have a consistent seam on the rims, which would put down a little bit of extra plastic, which could cause the wheel to go unbalanced. Now I know this is just an RC car, but I want my RC car to perform like a real car. So I randomized the start points, and that made the print a little bit fuzzy. But that's okay, because that's inside the tire itself. No one's actually going to see that, and I can just pick off a lot of that fuzz. The rest of the print looks really good. The problem is I printed these upside down. I wanted my support material to be supporting the parts that are not seen. And unfortunately, the model comes in like this. So I didn't take a good look at it and see which way to orientate the model. So I orientated it with the exterior printing being used on the support material. So it looks a little bit fuzzy inside there, but I can hit that with a hairdryer and clean up most of it. And again, this is for an RC car, so it's going to take a lot of abuse, so I'll probably have to reprint a couple of these parts again. More than likely, I'll probably have to reprint the tires, or at least the rims at one point. But other than that, I think it turned out pretty awesome, and I'm really happy with the results. And now I can move on to printing the rear rims, because those are a little bit longer and they'll take a little bit longer print time, but I have some really good settings in Simplify 3D that I'm happy with. And my gMax did an amazing job on these prints. Even with all that multiple retraction and everything else that was going on, we have no layer skips whatsoever. So these guys turned out awesome. And I'm very happy with this MatterHackers PRO PLA. It really does print very well. And I really love the way it looks against the blue. And of course, I really love that pearl blue filament. Well, that about wraps it up for day 93 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you guys are following along and building your own OpenRC F1 cars. And if you are, don't forget to use those hashtags OpenRC and hashtag Print3D channel up on social media so I can see where you are in your builds. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and I'll see you tomorrow.